Welcome back to another video, guys. TechLift here. Today I'm going to be going over 5 Xbox Series S tips that I use pretty much every single day that have helped me make the experience a lot more enjoyable, a lot more seamless and faster. As crazy as that may sound, this is what's helped me, and let's go ahead and get straight into it. A few little hidden features on the Xbox Series S that I have found to be super helpful throughout this entire time of owning it now for about 3 months has helped me make my whole experience just a lot more enjoyable, a lot more seamless, and a lot more faster than it already has been. And these little tips that I'm about to share might just do the same for you, so let's go ahead and jump straight into them. Tip number 1, and this is kind of the coolest one. I tried super hard to figure this out whenever I first got my Xbox. Whenever I was looking up videos that made me want to get an Xbox, this feature alone made me just super excited for it, and that's being able to change the background to the current game you're playing. Let's say you're playing Call of Duty and then you go back to the main menu. The Call of Duty graphic and logo is going to be your background basically, and I absolutely love that. It looks super cool. You can even have it on just as like a background, like screensaver thing almost if you have your Xbox on. Let's say you're playing Assassin's Creed Valhalla and you back out to the main menu and then you see the Valhalla graphic, and then you see Ivor on the graphic. Just it makes it super cool, and it makes it feel like you're kind of immersed in the game, in that little world, and it's just super cool. I feel like it just makes the whole gaming experience a lot more immersive, a lot more inclusive, and it just kind of gets you excited to play that game in general. Not to mention the beautiful graphics that the Xbox Series S pumps out. Pair that with a good monitor that does maybe 1440p, heck, even 1080p, it's gonna look good. And the upscaled 4K, if you have a 4K TV, it's gonna look pretty crispy. To do that, it's very simple. All you have to do is go into your settings, personalization, and then background, and you change your background to a solid color, and boom, you're good to go. The next tip is kind of a workaround, but I found it to be so useful, and it's kind of a 2-for-1, and that is the Xbox Live Party Chat on your phone. Yes, you heard that right. If you have yourself a set of AirPods, you can easily turn these into an Xbox mic that sounds really good, that's wireless, and all you need to do is download your Xbox app, hit start a party, invite your friends, and simple as that. Now you're in Party Chat on AirPods, on over-the-ear headphones without having to spend $100 on a specific mic. Yes, those are good, and it gives you amazing quality, and especially game sound and all that. But if you just kind of want to casually game, just jump on Party Chat with your buddies to catch up like I do. This is a great workaround, and I found it to be absolutely amazing. Now, with that being said, you're already in the Xbox app. The fact that you can control your Xbox from it, download games to it whenever you're far away from your Xbox, makes it so convenient. Download a game that would take all night. If you start downloading a game in the morning, by the time you're home, the game is downloaded and ready to go. This is so convenient because sometimes you see a game that you want, you start downloading it, and it takes all night. You won't be able to play it for like another day. So this makes it super convenient to just hit download and have a game ready to go by the time you're home. The next tip is for my peeps that have multiple gamers on one console. By that I mean your family members, let's say your little brother, your friend, or maybe if your Xbox is in the living room and a lot of people play it. If they have their own controllers and profiles, this is great because literally what this is gonna do is it's gonna recognize what controller is playing. So whenever that controller gets turned on, it's gonna know exactly which profile to sign into right off the bat. It's not gonna ask you which profile you wanna sign into. It's not gonna ask you for which profile you want. It just kind of makes it easy to sign in with one less step, and it recognizing, hey, this is Johnny's controller, oh, this is Sally's controller, etc. So it's just a quick little workaround and super simple. You just go into your settings, tap a few buttons, and you're good to go. The next biggest tip I found on accident when I first downloaded Game Pass, and I was just on a download frenzy, downloading a ton of different games, and I quickly ran out of internal storage, so I had to start downloading stuff straight to my external. With that, if you go into your hard drive settings, you can easily set your external hard drive as the default place that it stores downloads. Let's say you want to download a couple games like Battlefield and the new FIFA, but you don't have space on your internal and you kind of want to just have them on deck for later. Having this default setup makes it super easy. You just hit download and you don't have to worry about your internal storage. It's literally going to automatically download it over to your external, and you're not going to have to worry about moving it from internal to external if you were planning on playing it for later and you want to save internal space. That's an awesome workaround, especially for those games that you plan on playing in the future, to have them downloaded ready to go. Whenever you're ready to download them, you just move them to your internal. It takes maybe 10 to 20 minutes as opposed to all night, and you're good to go. The last tip is very handy if you want to know what your TV/monitor is capable of. It tells you the specs, what frame rate it can do, it can tell you the picture quality, etc. if it can do 4K. This was awesome for me when I first got my Xbox and I wanted to see what my monitor was capable of. Fortunately, it doesn't do 120 Hertz and it doesn't do 4K, as it only goes up to 1440p 75 Hertz, but this is very convenient, especially if you got a new TV, a new monitor, or you're playing on a low resolution and you didn't know that your TV could go all the way up to 4K. Super awesome little piece of info that it gives you, and then you can go into your settings and to move it around. Let's say you're playing at 1080p, but your TV does 1440p or 4K, switch it over and you got better quality. This is just an awesome little way if you ever move your Xbox to a different monitor TV, or you're traveling and you want to see the output of whatever monitor slash TV you're playing on. This is super awesome and helpful. Now, those are some tips that I found throughout this 3 months of owning the Xbox Series S, and I hope that helps you guys and makes your life a little bit easier slash seamless and saves you from having to troubleshoot stuff on Google. Thank you guys so much for the support recently. We just hit 2,500 subs, road to 10K, baby. Also, the giveaway is still going on. Whenever I reach 1,000 followers on Twitter, I'm gonna be giving away a few Game Pass codes away, so go ahead and follow me over there, Shot_G. And as you guys know, your boy started a new Instagram, Shot_G as well. Go follow me over there. It's more interactive. You guys have questions, I'll respond to you back a lot quicker. Thank you guys so much for supporting. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. TechLift out.